Oh shit, okay. Immediately smacks you in the face. Love it. Oh, that was... the blood, no. I hate this cat boy. I hate him so much. Maybe that's unfair, I just hate the design. Big goofy smile. Oh, we're full screen now, we're widescreen. They're all pulling the exact same face. Ooh! Look at that animation, holy shit. Oh, that's so cool against the backdrop of the city still. That looks... What was that about? I feel like that maybe sums up the relationship they have with one another. Oh! Okay, this is the best one so far. Are they protecting Earth from these, like, aliens? Like, I don't know what this series is actually about. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do something crazy, and we are going to react to all openings for Gintama. So Gintama is this huge series that I know essentially nothing about. I know that it's a very funny series, you know, it's almost like a parody on anime at times, I guess, where it's very comical, it's very, you know, it plays into the comedy side of things a lot. I know it's very popular on sites like My Anime List, MAL. Several different seasons of Gintama are within the top, like, 25 highest rated anything of all time, like, whether it be movies, episodes like, you know, One Piece Fan Letters #2 right now, or series in general. Like, Gintama has several different entries in the top 25, and that's crazy to me that it's a series that I essentially know nothing about. It's a huge blind spot, and as well as being a huge blind spot, it's a huge series. There are 21 openings that I will be checking out today. I have never sat down to check out as many openings or endings or just anything as what I'm about to check out right now in one sitting. So apologies if that means I'm not analyzing or talking about each opening as much as I normally would for series. It's because I'm aware of the runtime and I'm aware of how huge this is going to be, and if I spend my usual 7-8 minutes talking about each opening, we're gonna have like a 3-hour video. So I think I'll maybe try and cut it down a bit, but that doesn't mean I'll, you know, just say 2 words and skip on to the next one. So, you know, apologies if you're not getting the usual yapping out of me, but, you know, that's, I feel like for my throat, that's maybe what I'm going to have to do here. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you've been waiting for this video, please leave a like to let me know that you enjoyed. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and please leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite opening from this list that I checked out today was. I think they're all going to be great because I've been recommended these quite a few times. I've just put it off so long because I was aware of how huge this video would be, and I'll be honest, I was kind of spooked. It really scared me how long this is going to be because I know how long I can talk. But yeah, we're just going to jump right into this first opening. I'm not going to talk much longer, and I'm really excited to see what we get. Let's go. Gintama, opening 1. Here we go. Opening 1 out of 21, Gintama. Let's see what we have in store. Oh shit, okay. Immediately smacks you in the face. Love it. Really cool logo too. Big dog! Already a huge fan. It's so cute. The dog. I don't know what I'm seeing here, but I'm having a lot of fun already. The run. None of them look serious at all. I want to cry? Why? Pray by Tommy Heavenly 6? I should have recognized the voice. Oh, yes? Catboy? Creepy Catboy. Yo, this shit goes so hard. It's funny, I can kind of hear Paper Moon as well in the sound of it. Oh, so good. Not sure I really know what the series is about, though. Oh, that was the blood. No. Why is he just letting it bite his? I feel like that says a lot about the show itself. The fact that he's so uncaring and like not serious whatsoever. This big ass dog just bit his head. Blood is dripping down his face. And he's just staring straight into our souls. I feel like that says a lot about his character. That says a lot about the series itself, considering he is the main character. And yeah, funnily enough, I didn't learn can't speak. I didn't learn a whole lot about what the series is about, what the stakes are, what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to do. I don't know if it's a series about nothing or if it's a series about reaching a goal. I didn't really learn that from this, but you know, I don't mind that. I love when a series completely takes me on a ride and I have to try and figure out what's going on throughout a series of openings. First of all, Tommy Heavenly. Oh, another banger, huge, holy shit. The only other opening I've heard that they've done is Paper Moon from Soul Eater. That's my favorite Soul Eater opening. I play that song on Spotify a lot. It's normally always one of my top listened songs at the end of the year when Spotify Wrapped comes out. I love Paper Moon so much. I did not know they did an opening for Gintama, but that made me really happy. It really surprised me, and they brought the heat again. I did kind of hear the same sort of sound from, you know, Paper Moon. Like, I guess Tommy Heavenly have a sound that they use often, I guess, and you know, it's not a bad thing. I love that they have a similar sound, and like you can tell that it's them. The heaviness in the instrumentation, the singer's voice, all beautiful, all sounded familiar. I guess is the better word that I'm looking for, familiar and not the same, it's I guess. But yeah, great job to Tommy Heavenly for this song. Amazing song. I love the little flashes of animation that we got here, like when they're doing the fighting and stuff. I think that it was really dynamic, and I think that it would probably be a very fun action series. The characters look like they're full of personality. The girl who's riding the dog, she looks like she's maybe a little serious, but also not entirely serious, because she has these little moments, I guess, during the opening where she's looking a little silly or not exactly serious, I guess. I don't know why the dog is always biting someone, but I think the dog in the background is eating the guy that we saw. So yeah, it just looks very funny. Like, I love the little details in the background that you might not exactly see, and then, you know, seeing someone playing, was it badminton or tennis, just in the background as it's showing presumably the bad guys. Very funny, very different, very much not what you would expect from an opening or for a series like this. And yeah, this was a great opening. A great first opening for a series. It really made me want to check out the rest. I think it definitely gave me a little taste of what's to come. Like, there was enough silliness, alongside seriousness, while also balancing great opening, you know, with great visuals, with great music as well. So overall, a complete package here. Loved it so much, and yeah, I'm really excited now to check out the second opening. So I think we're going to just check it out right now and see what we get, because I have no idea what's coming, but I'm really interested and excited to see what we get. Oh, the piano. Whoa. Yes. Completely different vibe and feel, but I love it. He looks so serious all the time. Oh, is that a guy? I thought it was a girl. Wait, no, it is a guy. I can't tell. The ice cream. I think there was an ice cream in the first opening too, right? That's a long ass bridge and nobody else on it. A lot of very beautiful backgrounds and scenery moments in this opening, showing a lot of the world that they inhabit, I guess. Yeah, I saw that bomb thing in the first one. I don't know what's up with that. Is there a timer on it? Is that Space Pirate Harlock reference? Rocket launcher, was that a straw puppet? I guess showcasing the different, what was that? Different abilities, different powers in the series. Yeah, I need to know more about this because this is a wild ride. That last little bit went on longer than I was expecting, because, you know, it held the same image for quite a while, actually. But yeah, another really fun opening. Like, we got so many different flashes of moments that are, you know, not exactly serious, like playing pachinko, and then a shot where there's this little penguin thing. There's someone getting punched in the face and, you know, their whole face caving in. Very comedic type stuff, alongside, you know, this moment right here where she's kind of strung up and he pops into view and I don't know if he's making fun of her or if he's like showcasing she's gonna need scissors to get down from that. Very fun opening again. The singer's voice was like really, really fitting for this. The feel for this was a lot more downbeat, a lot more grounded, and I guess more slice of lifey. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but that's kind of the feel that it had. It didn't sound as intense. It didn't sound as exciting, I guess, and it didn't sound like there was as much hype energy behind the opening itself. So I wonder if maybe for this arc or this part of the series, it's a little more grounded, it's a little more serious, and there's not as many silly, wacky moments, or not as much action, I guess. But I love that we got to see different shots of different powers that they might use, different abilities, different characters, and what they can maybe do. I don't know if the long ass bridge is meant to be seen as this kind of silly moment, but, you know, a bridge that long with nobody else on it is kind of, you know, kind of questionable. I don't know what to think of that. Whether it's meant to be symbolic of the fact that they're on this path to something, I don't know, but they're heading towards this big city anyway. We see the city throughout the opening itself. You know, the background's very beautiful, and, you know, we get these shots where he's looking up in the rain, very sad looking. I don't know if this is a flashback scene because his clothing looks a little different, or if he's just wearing something different. But, you know, this opening gave us everything. It gave us serious moments, funny moments, and moments like these that look like they're maybe showcasing something that's sad or emotional. So I think that this was a really well-rounded opening completely. Yeah, great job on this one. I think that the characters look like a lot of fun. I'd be curious to see more of them as it goes on, to see if I can kind of pinpoint different personalities, pinpoint what the series is about. Yet again, I still don't really know much about what this is about, but I think that's really fun. I think that it's fun to check them out and try to theorize. Right now, I think it's maybe about this guy who's just trying to fit in. Like, that's what I guess I'm seeing right now. But, you know, he's fighting with like a sword, so at the same time, I'm not sure if that's exactly true. Whether he's been caught up in some bad stuff, I don't know. But yeah, really curious to see the third opening. I'm gonna just get straight to it right now. So much fun. This has been a blast so far. Opening number 3. Oh, they're always on this little moped. I haven't pointed that out yet, I guess. And she always has this umbrella. I wonder if she fights with it or uses it. This poor guy. He can't catch a break. He seems to be bullied in the group. Or picked on, not bullied. I love her character design. It's very cute and very well thought out. Very unique. Oh, this character's back as well. Oh, the creepy catboy in the background too. Is that a computer? Okay, he's back. This whole group is back. I wonder if they're like a villain group or what their deal is. Okay, she's obsessed with him. Should have figured from the second opening. Was that Dragon Ball? This penguin. I'm never gonna be able to take these openings serious with that penguin. What is with these? Okay. Space Pirate is back. Is that a wooden sword? Oh. Oh, that's a really cute image. I really like the high that the singer's voice went to there. Oh, the little flower crown and the dog as well. That's adorable. I just noticed that. I love that this is kind of maybe the best Bleach. I'm sorry, I was in the middle of saying something and I saw Ichigo. This is maybe the best example of the characters' personalities right here. This shot where they're, you know, existing. The main character looks like he's just someone who takes life as it comes. He's not exactly serious and he's just chilling. But then he, like, you know, he slips and he's like, whoa, but he doesn't care. He just goes straight back to sleep. The guy here, he looks to be someone who maybe is a little little nerdy, little silly in that sense, that his nerdiness. But the girl character, she looks to be the more serious one of this trio, and she looks to be the one who, you know, maybe gets her way a lot of times. She picks on the little guy sometimes. We saw that during this opening. She's running away with his glasses. The dog looks to just be the cutest thing ever. You know, it's reminding me very much of Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but, you know, in the best way possible, where it's this big, cuddly, friendly animal who just, like, is so adorable and cute. And I love that it's just always present, and it looks to be part of the group. Like, it's not just something that comes and goes. It's always present. It's always in every single one of these openings. I think it's interesting that we see, though, you know, she seems to ride around in the back of the dog, and the other two characters ride around in a moped. Interesting choice of moped. I feel like that in itself is kind of comedic. We're used to seeing, like, cool cars or motorbikes or just badass cool things for transport, but they're riding around in this little dinky moped, and I think that's really funny in itself, that that's their choice and mode of transport. The character designs, absolutely adore them. I love how simple they are, yet how much they stand out. Hair colors as well, very interesting. I love the kind of bluey, grey, silvery hair that the main character has, and then the peach colored hair that the girl has. Really, really love the hairstyles. Doesn't this look like a Dragon Ball character, or am I crazy? Granted, I don't know Dragon Ball very well at all, but this is just really much reminding me of a Dragon Ball character. The song in the background was very fitting. It had these really triumphant highs. It had this really kick-ass sound and feel to it that just got me hyped and got me excited and interested to see what I was going to see. The singer's voice was beautiful too. Like, there was a point towards the end where it really hit this high note that was just really like, whoa, like, it really just shocked me, and it made me really interested, and I just really want to see more of these openings because everyone has been so different. This one had some really beautiful backgrounds. You know, this one, you know, the blue skies, the cherry blossom petals flowing through the sky, just everything about this opening was so beautiful. Getting to see some of the characters and how they act was very fun. You know, we saw this girl who seems to be really obsessed with the main character, and he looks to be someone who's just very much like, I'm here and this is happening. So really interesting to see. Don't know what's happening in the background with that guy who's just kind of like passed out and them just looking so uninterested. Another great showcase of this series. Really fun opening. Had some really funny moments as well. And yeah, I'm just really excited to check out the next one. I want to see what we're going to get because every opening so far has been an absolute banger. They've really provided on the song front of things. The visuals as well have been so much fun. And, you know, I'm going to expect that the next one, prediction, is going to start with the logo, and then we're going to jump straight into moped riding because I feel like that's how these have been so far. So let's see what we get in this next one. I still can't get over the Bleach manga volume that's just on the main character right there. That really just surprised me. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by the series anymore. Okay. I was right though, we started on the moped. Don't think we started with the logo? Could be wrong. I've already forgotten. So cute! Like, that dog is adorable! On the big bridge again. There's the logo. Okay, it didn't show up before. This is a really good song though. I like it. It does sound like a 2000s opening, I guess. We're getting a lot of quiet, solitary moments with the characters. Okay. Looked like he switched personalities on. Oh shit, what was that? Hearts grow. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I need to see more of these guys. Like that guy with the badminton bat in the background. Like, what's up with this? What is happening? Are they bad guys or are they just like a league? Oh, so good. So good. Like, okay, so the singer's voice in this one was very... It just like was so powerful. Like, she had a really beautiful voice. The way that the song was building up towards something, and then once it got to that point, like we were seeing like all these characters flashing throughout, and like all these, I'd assume, like moments that kind of give us an insight into what's actually happening in the series, was so well executed. I love that towards like at the start of the opening, you know, naturally we got the moped. After the logo, we get these kind of quiet, solitary moments where we're seeing the main group of characters here. Like, she's standing in the rain with her umbrella, just looking out towards the left, which I guess is looking towards something, like looking to like the future, searching for something that's to come, I guess. Surrounded by all this like rubble, it's never a good sign. She doesn't look as joyful and as happy as, you know, we've seen her in several of these other openings, at least not right now anyway. So I wonder what's happening, but she's not looking down, she's looking up. So she's looking up and towards the future, opposed to down and towards the past, I guess. And then we see him, he's maybe going through some personal growth in this arc as well, looking very sullen as he's looking out directly at us. He's not looking to the past or future, he's looking towards the present. He's in the now. The main character as well, he's also looking towards the future, it looks like. I thought maybe he'd be looking towards the past or looking to the right of the screen, which would have added a very interesting dynamic between the three characters. And he's also looking up, so he looks pretty beaten down here. He's looking very sullen, very like sad looking, like with his eyes half closed and his mouth kind of in an almost pout kind of look. So I'm curious if this is a kind of heavy arc where they go through a lot. Immediately after, we get this shot where the sun peeks in, it shines through, and she's looking happy again, and the main character is chasing her. Well, not exactly chasing, he's being dragged, so he's looking like, ah, and then he immediately starts to smile. It's almost like he's found happiness and joy in what is happening right now and with these people that he's traveling with. And I think it's really beautiful. And seeing this relationship play out within this opening was really, really fun to see. Yet again, we see like several characters that we've been seeing throughout many of these openings, but I still don't know what their deal is. I don't know if the group of like characters that all look very villainous, I guess, are actually villains, or if they're just a group, an organization, I guess, of characters who are working towards something and trying to achieve something. Like, there's not really been any indication. I know we saw in maybe opening 1 or 2, I can't remember, the main character was fighting one of them, it looked like. They were sword fighting, and then immediately after, a guy with a rocket launcher showed up. So I don't know if they're kind of a group of characters who seek to put a halt to what the main group of characters is trying to do. They're trying to stop them in their tracks, or what's happening. I still haven't been able to figure that out yet, but it's been very fun, very interesting to check these out. The openings themselves have been an absolute blast. This one was so powerful, so empowering, and so fun at the same time. Like, it really had this very fun feel to it that I feel like a lot of openings tend to try to achieve, but this one did it very well. It really accomplished what it was trying to do, and it really made me interested in the characters because we got to see more of them solitary by themselves and kind of maybe an insight into what they're experiencing, what they're going through in their heads. So this was a really, really great opening to check out, and I am curious now to see what we're going to get in the future openings, whether they're going to be much more fast-paced after this, or if we're going to every so often get the slower openings that kind of tackle the inner like workings of what the characters are experiencing. But I can't wait to check it out. This has been so fun so far. So if we're ready, we'll check out opening number 5 for Gintama. I don't know why I keep getting surprised when this big dirty bass or guitar comes in. Oh, the drum. The drum's slowly teasing its way in. Oh, this sounds almost grungy. The instrumentation does anyway. Oh, this is badass. The penguin is back. Wait, that's a guy. I saw hairy legs. What? That changes everything. This guy's still smoking. And she's still probably trying to find the main character. Oh, rain. A single drop. What's happening here? Oh, seeing some action. Hell yeah. Oh. Is that his past? Okay. New theory. These backgrounds are so beautiful in this. They're so simple, but they're really beautiful. So my new theory is that from what we see here, because he's wearing different clothes, and it's kind of like I noticed earlier in ending number 2, I believe. He was wearing different clothes, so I was like, oh, is this a flashback? I think this is literally flashback. I don't know why they're fighting kind of demon-looking things, if that's pretty relevant or important, but I'm guessing he used to be part of this group that we see show up every so often. This kind of like, I don't know if they're a ninja clan or an assassin group or whatever it is, but he looks to have maybe been a part of that, and he left, maybe. And so if I'm going to guess what episode 1 is about, episode 1 is about the guy with the glasses meeting him and asking him to train him, asking the main character to train the guy with the glasses. I'm going to just assume that's kind of what happens in episode 1. It kind of feels right. It feels like what probably happens, because he's probably this legendary swordsman. He's probably this legendary figure that took part in this legendary war, and he left. He just suddenly left, and I don't know if it's that nobody knows why, or if he has his reasons and that he made those reasons known, or if he just kept those reasons to himself. But I'm sure he has his reasons for leaving and for what he's doing now. But this was really, really interesting to see, because I feel like this kind of flicked a switch for me. I could be completely wrong. Granted, I know nothing about this series, but I feel like a light switch just flicked on in my brain, and I saw the code. I saw the code, and I started being able to piece together a couple of things anyway. So this was really cool to check out. Yet again, you know, we start off on the moped. We start off with the logo. Just very standard Gintama opening in terms of like the opening section of it anyway. This right here is crazy, because I've been seeing this little penguin thing in every opening saying shit like, oh, I'm never going to be able to take these openings seriously, even when they're trying to be serious, because of this penguin thing. That's a dude. I see those hairy legs. I mean, it could be a woman too, but I see those hairy legs. I know there's a person under that sheet. That's crazy. I thought this was just like a silly mascot for the series, but no, this is a hairy-legged person under that. And that's completely blown my mind, because I was like really laughing every time I saw them, thinking it's just this crazy like animal mascot thing. But no, nothing can be like that, can it? Here's another shot, I guess, of the main character covered in blood. So yeah, this shit looks crazy. I don't know what happened, but it's the fact that we see characters looking up at the rain, and then we get this flashback sequence. So whatever happens anyway between everyone that it shows in this opening in relation to this this section of the series right here, some crazy shit goes down and something really heavy happens, and there's some real deeper layers to what happens and why the characters are experiencing things and why they're feeling the way they do. And I feel like sadly I'm not able to pick apart everything. I'm not exactly familiar with the cast of characters just yet, and I'm not really familiar with who they relate to and what their purpose is and stuff. And even still, like, I don't know what the main character's purpose is. I don't know what their goal is. If they're just traveling around like doing things, I don't know. Like I haven't been able to figure that out, but it's been so fun seeing these all. Like they all have their own unique feel and their own unique breath of fresh air. Like they don't stomp on anyone's feet. Like, the next opening won't stomp on the previous one's feet, and they don't try and compete with one another, and they don't try to have the same sound or the same feel or anything like that. Every opening so far has been so different. I know when I was checking out the Naruto openings, there were a few in there that kind of like had the same formulaic feel to it, but I'm not saying they were bad. I loved every single opening, but you know, you could tell it was a Naruto opening based on what you were hearing and seeing, whereas this one, everything has been so different so far. Granted, I've only seen 5 so far, so you know, maybe that'll change. Maybe they'll start to feel more repetitive, but so far this has been really fun to check out. I said at the start, I love the kind of grungy feel to it. Like, you know, I'm thinking Nirvana-y, like that really quick, fast-paced, heavy, dirty guitar with like the bass and the drums coming in. Like, it kind of gave me that sort of feel. Obviously, it's not a Nirvana song. Like, it sounds so different, and it's very different. It's very you know, its own sound and its own feel, but that's what it was reminding me of in those first like 10 seconds, and I think that's badass and cool. I really loved that it emulated that kind of sound. But you know, I do think maybe I will move on to the next opening number 6. I feel like I'm missing a lot, but you know, I'm hoping you guys in the comments below will let me know what I've maybe missed, and also let me know interesting facts about this series. But at the same time, please don't spoil anything, because I don't like hearing spoilers for series, even if it's a series I might never check out, or I might check out way down the line. Like, I just don't like spoilers, because then I feel like I can't check it out because I know spoilers, if that makes sense. So yeah, please let me know interesting facts and details that I might have missed without spoiling anything, if that makes sense. But yeah, on to opening number 6. Let's see what we get. All right, time for opening number 6. Let's see what we get. I'm really excited. Oh, yet again, another completely different sound. Love it. Love the panning shot, just swooping around his whole body and transporting him to a new location. They all look so happy together. I love this cast of characters. I love that it's only 3. They don't try and just add more people. Oh, he looks so silly and goofy. Oh, why do you look pissed with him? Big dog, so cute. I hate this cat boy. I hate him so much. Maybe that's unfair. I just hate the design. Why is she just... Not the penguin, no! Hairy legs, no! Big shark, I almost said lion, what am I thinking? Yeah, definitely his troubled past. Oh, that was a beautiful shot there of that wave. Oh my god, holy shit. She doesn't take any shit. Oh, who is that? Why are you holding up a pistol to the space pirate? Oh, big ass moon. I love that every ending ends on like a shot like this. It's really beautiful. With them just looking out towards something. It's really nice. It's nice that they all have that uniformity of they all have that same thing at every ending. Wait, this guy is riding on the back of 2 people on a wave, like surfing on people? Holy shit, what is this series? This series is so bonkers. Like, you know, starting off this time without the moped was a huge shock. I love that it panned around the main character and then transported him to like this different location almost, it looked like. It was really well done there. I think that the fact that we see several different characters here in this one, like all together, kind of gives me a feel that, yeah, this series takes place in a single city, a single town, a single location. It doesn't really travel outside of that. And I think that the way that we see different characters and how they interact with one another is very fun. She is always beating this guy's ass. I think that's really funny. Like, I wonder what their deal is together, because I'm imagining he's the one who gets punched by her in opening number 1. Maybe it was opening number 2. I'm guessing these are the same 2 characters who, you know, had that interaction. So seeing that, you know, that dynamic remains throughout every opening is very fun to see. It makes me curious though to know what the deal is with these two characters, if this is a guy who's obsessed with her and, you know, she doesn't give a shit about him, because we saw her reaching out and taking someone's hand in opening number 3, 4. So I'm curious then if that was maybe these two, because he shows up and kind of defends her, it looks like. So that's really fun to see. I think that it's really interesting that we got to hear this really different sound yet again. Like, every opening has been so unique and different. This was a really, really fun opening for sure. I think that the visuals were very kind of similar to what we've seen in others. Like, you know, there wasn't anything completely unique or different in this opening itself. The song was very fun and I really did enjoy the song, but in terms of visuals, I feel like it wasn't exactly as standout as some of the other ones have been. There was a lot of really cool moments in here for sure. Like, I love the shots where the guy was on the wave and two people like surfing them. This shot right here is very dynamic and very edgy and sick and badass. But other than that, you know, it's still a really great opening. I did really enjoy it, but, you know, I feel like it wasn't as standout as some of the others. But yeah, I'm gonna check out the next opening number 7. So let's see what we get in this next one. Opening number 7. That staring up to the skies. Okay. They're always on rooftops. It's so funny. What's the deal with these characters that he's always interacting with? Is he like a delinquent? Was that a bug crawling across the screen? This is insane. There's so many like background characters in this series, and they show up in every single opening, to the point where I'm like, are they even background characters? So many supporting characters, I guess is what I mean. He's just like, quit that shit. This sounds very retro-y. The mixing is very, very cluttered, but it's got a very fun sound to it. I do like it though. Like the doo-doo-doo-doo sound almost sounds like a Britpop sort of track in the mid-2000s. Another beautiful backdrop as they head towards something. This time they're not looking out towards it, they're heading towards it. I love that this opening had its own character. Like, everything, you know, we see a lot of the samey stuff visuals wise again, where all these characters are showing up just for their little moments. He's dealing with something, he's running away. Like, I feel like we've seen that a few times. The way that this color was done, it's got this really glitchy effect, almost like cutting across everything, and it's very framey. It's very cool. I did like it a lot. This character right here with his umbrella looks maybe like they're related to the main character, the girl that has the same color peach hair that also has an umbrella. That's my assumption anyway. Use of color here was very fun, and the song was so kick-ass in your face. It was a really fun opening for sure. I think that in terms of having an opening that really encapsulates the feel, I guess, of this series, I feel like this is a really good one. It is very chaotic, the sound of the song, but the visuals are very fun and very silly and very goofy. But also, you know, focusing on single character, nice little moments. There's just moments throughout this opening that, you know, showcase what the series is about. And this opening, yet again, had all the supporting characters that we've seen in every other opening. And they all have their own little moment. And we get to see their personality shine through yet again. So I feel like in terms of an opening that encapsulates what the series is about, this might be the best example. You know, I'm sure we might see others down the line. You know, others that came before were great examples as well. But I feel like everything that I've seen so far, this is kind of taking those visuals and just like, not to say reproduced or repackaged them, but it's kind of just showing the same sort of things that we've seen throughout every other opening. So I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's really fun that we got to see that in this one. I'm going to be completely honest, I've completely lost track of which number we're at, but we're just going to move on to the next one. All right, what do we get here? What's up? Oh shit, he's a child of war? Okay. He literally grew up on these battlefields. This is so different from the previous ones. Feels like there might be less comedic kind of content within this opening, maybe. And within this arc itself. This is very dark. And the heavy drums just like making everything go through. Everything, like that drum line is just really running with this feel of this opening, for sure. That guy is just, I don't know, they just look all too cool. That guy with the goddamn legs. Yeah, everything looks very serious here. Light infection. Don't know if we've seen that guy before. Yeah, that has to be her brother. Is that a scar across her forehead? Interesting. This is a badass opening. But then it cuts back to this, where they're having fun and there's some smiles right at the end. That's a nice way to end it. Oh shit, that just started immediately. I'm sorry, I'm going to take it back and talk about the previous one, because that just ended so abruptly and started the next one. The rest have kind of faded out so that I knew when they were ending. But yeah, no, this one had a completely different feel and vibe to it immediately. Like, it's so obvious right off the bat when you hear like the kind of like rhythmic drum just driving everything forward. It's just like on a path, like this whole song, it sounds like. And that makes sense because we see the younger version of the main character, like flashbacks, where he's on a battlefield, he's scavenging, he's finding like swords and stuff, and he's walking amongst all these dead bodies. I don't know if it's literal or metaphoric in the sense that, you know, he's walking amongst them. I don't know if that's telling us that he literally did this when he was younger, or kind of that this is the environment he grew up within. But, you know, we see this and we see him getting older very slow, like in this kind of quick flashback. It shows who I assume is his like master or sensei, trainer, whoever like looked after him or whoever took him in. Maybe he had no parents. His parents died in this battlefield or something. We cut to him older and kind of just staring off into space, while then, you know, we see other characters when they're younger getting older, and then, you know, we just get this montage yet again, like we've seen in every opening so far, like a montage of all the supporting side characters. But this time around, it's not like everyone getting their funny moment in, it's everyone getting their serious, I'm standing here, my arms are crossed, I'm looking off to the distance, like, you know, those real serious moments. And it's a lot more thought-provoking, I guess, this opening, because it leaves me wondering what happened in this arc, what's happening at this point in the series where everyone is going through something. It looks like a lot of characters are going through things individually, or maybe it's just more so that for the main characters, this is a more serious arc. And it's just kind of reflecting that in the rest of the content. Maybe not literally everyone is going through something, but, you know, the way that this is presented, it's kind of reminding me of, not to draw a direct comparison because they're nothing alike, it's reminding me of Chase from JoJo Part 4, where, you know, it's literally slap bang in the middle of like these real, not exactly serious openings that are fun, where it just has this real darker tone, more serious tone, and the imagery matches that, where everything is presented in a very serious light. That's what I'm feeling with this one right here. It's very different, but I think it really benefits it because it stands out on its own. It's nothing like the rest. So I think that was a really cool decision. I think that was a really smart decision, but it just leaves me wondering now, like, what happens in this arc? Like, what's happening here? Like, is everyone okay? I'm trying to find the panel of this guy reading. What's he reading? I don't know what that is, actually. I can't tell. It looks like Shonen Jump magazine, but I don't know what the volume cover is. If anyone could let me know what manga is on that volume cover, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this guy with the blue eyes and the peach colored hair is probably a brother of the companion to the main character, the female companion, because you know this resemblance is a little similar. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But I feel like we're actually learning a lot. It's giving us a lot of details in this opening, but I'm just not exactly able to pick them out as well as I would like, sadly. So yeah, great opening here. This is a really fun one. Very well, I don't know about fun, but it was really fun to get something different, get something unique, and something that stands out alongside the other openings. This was, like, I want to say a breath of fresh air, but at the same time that doesn't mean I've been feeling like they've been repetitive. It's just like, it's nice to get a change of pace. It's nice to get something completely different, because you know this series looks to have a lot of different moving parts. You know, it's got a lot of different emotions that it wants to draw out of the viewers and that were being presented from the characters themselves. So this one really did present these moments really well here, and it leaves me wondering what the hell goes down in this arc. But I think we're going to move on to the next opening. Again, I've lost complete count, so we'll just move on and see what we get next. And it's going to start immediately, so I'll just let this play out. There it is. Big goofy smile. Oh, we're full screen now. We're widescreen. They're all pulling the exact same face. That's fun. Alright, it's a lot more goofy, a lot more silly. This is kind of what I thought Gintama was going to be like in every opening. I thought she was painting her lips when she was eating something. Oh, so cute. Who are these guys? He's causing trouble and he's picking up his friends on the way. Everyone's just chasing after him. Is he just like this guy who causes havoc? Alright, I gotta go back and see what he was rating there. Ooh! That drum! So good. It's a real thumping beat, I love it. Oh, this is kick-ass. Who's that guy? Holy shit, he did the quick draw thing. Still running away from everyone. They're literally being shot at with rockets. Oh, it's so fun. Da da da. And they all say it. Yeah, this one was a complete blast. I gotta check out real quick what was being read. I'm pretty sure there's a shot here where someone's reading Shonen Jump magazine, so we'll find that shot right here. Yet again, I have no idea what this is. If this is just Gintama or something else entirely, I don't know what this is. But yeah, this was probably the most fun opening so far. The sound of the song was upbeat and very fun, but it had this real doodle-doo-doodle-doo, like really kick-ass instrumentation. Like the guitar, the drums, they were really badass, in your face, but it kept this very fun sound at the same time. I don't know how they managed to do it, because it's got this really fun sound but also this really kick-ass badass sound. So you know, it's a combination of two worlds, and I thought it did the job amazingly. Starting off with showing the main characters, the trio, just all pulling the same goofy face was just very fun to see. Like, come on. And for this being the first widescreen opening, it reminds me of One Piece when it went to full screen, and it had one of my favorite openings in the entire series. I feel like this is going to be the same, where this is probably going to be one of my favorites. I really did enjoy this one a lot, and it really just didn't waste any time jumping straight into the silliness. I don't know if this faces something that actually is related to something, or if it's just, you know, presented as silly because, you know, this is a silly anime. They're all pulling the exact same face, and then, you know, they're walking through crowds, and it's just fun seeing shots like these where we're seeing the main character as he is now with the same kind of expression on his face, but this time he's not taking life so seriously. And he's just picking his nose, walking through a crowd. He really doesn't give a shit. But the shot on the left, it does look like he's taking things a lot more serious. But he's got the same expression on his face where it's almost like he's beat down and he's like emotionless. So it's just really interesting to see the complete change between the character, like how he's gone from one to the other. Or maybe he hasn't really changed that much and he's been the same character the entire time, even in the flashbacks. Maybe he's the exact same way, but from what I'm learning, he looks to be someone who has learned not to take life so seriously as he's gotten older. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it, and I think that the way that it kind of subtly shows us that is really clever. I'm curious about these guys right here. Like, what's their deal? Why is the guy wearing the penguin suit now wearing like that, you know, stereotypical like ninja head thing? Like, I don't even know what to say about all this, but everything is just it's so fun. Like, there's not a moment in this that is wasted. Everything is presented with so much thought, so much love, and I feel like this is a real unique opening in the sense that it really does show us what Gintama is all about. It shows us the fun, it shows us the character work, and it shows us, you know, everything that we can come to expect in this opening. We can expect some moped, we can expect some, you know, these characters getting chased out of town, you know, by all these characters, and it's just, yeah, everything about it just summed everything that I've been seeing up so far perfectly into one package, and this is probably my favorite opening so far. I really did enjoy this one. I loved it, and I am very interested now to see what we get right off the back of this one, if it's going to continue the same kind of feel, same kind of theme, or if it's going to change things up entirely. Also, going to full screen, the color is so much more vibrant, so much more in your face, and so much, I want to say better, but that's saying that it was bad before. I'm not saying it was bad, but I just really do love how vibrant everything looks now in this opening, and I'm excited to see that vibrancy hopefully continue throughout openings, whatever number, 10, 11, whatever it's coming up next onwards. So let us just jump straight into that one and see what we get. Here we go. Okay, we're going up to the roof. We always see them on top of roofs, so is this how they get up there? Really cool logo. Love how it's presented in all of these. Oh, I love the singer's voice here. This is very different again. It's like showing a different side of like the city almost, where it's like the kind of richer part of everything. Has he left everyone behind and gone off to do his own thing here? Is he going to take matters into his own hands? So he's gone to a different part of town, pretty much. Ooh! Look at that animation, holy shit. Oh, that's so cool against the backdrop of the city still. That was really cool. Ooh. Seeing them all walk side by side there. They've been through some shit together. They've been through wars. Oh, and they show up anyway. And he looks like, what are you doing here? Get away. Oh, that was a cute way to end this opening. A little stream of water. What is happening? Is this a preview of the episode? Such a complete different feel and vibe, especially compared to the previous one. Like, you know, we see several shots where the main character is walking. He's in color, like we see here, and he's walking past the whole cast of characters that we've come to know and love throughout the rest of these openings. You know, we have the shots where he's in the elevator, and everyone is showing up behind him. They're like faded out, and he's the only person in full color. So it's almost like he's leaving everyone behind, leaving everything behind to go off and try to do things, to do something. I wonder if it's kind of like his past is catching up to him, and he's trying to go and fix things and have things sorted on his own without involving anyone else. But I feel like that's kind of not the point of Gintama. I feel like the whole point is that, you know, he stays with these two people and they kind of ground him, and that they're like a team. Also, the animation here was pretty badass and insane. Like this whole sequence where it's showing this fight where the shading is just almost empty space and the white is, you know, outlining the shadows of the characters and giving them detail. Really, really great choice here. It really definitely gave this a unique and distinct look and made this sequence memorable within the opening. Otherwise, it might have just, you know, been another fight scene. This was really unique and different, and it really shone and stood out. And then, you know, we get to see shots here where, let me see if I can get them while they're younger. Yes, so we get this shot right here where I don't know about the guy second from the left. So far left and then the two on the right. They're obviously some of the characters that we see quite often in these openings. They're, you know, just walking along, running, keeping up. And then we cut to this shot. I don't know if that's the same character that's second from the left, but obviously, you know, a lot older because everyone's gotten older here and everyone's grown up. Well, the one second from the left might not have grown up because he's already older, he's already taller. So we just see the rest of them kind of like going from young kids who are smiling and laughing and having fun to these like killers, like these stone cold like faces just walking in a straight line, like walking towards a duty, walking towards a goal. You know, it's not like they're having fun, they're just doing what they need to do. And it's really completely different from what we saw 5 seconds prior when they're running as children. It's very sad as well, thinking that they went from kids who were just, you know, having fun, they were excited, to this, like this is their life now, and that's really, really sad to think about. So that's why I think maybe the main character himself leaves a group of some sort of assassins or something and goes off and tries to enjoy his life. That's kind of like what I think this series might be about, and I really wish him all the best. I hope that he can be happy because this is miserable. But then, you know, we get another shot where he's on top of a roof staring out at the city. We see that very often in these openings, but the other cast, the two other, you know, main characters show up and run towards him, and he's kind of like got this attitude of, what are you guys doing here? But he loosens up and, you know, he's just happy to have them there, and they all look out together. So it's just really refreshing to see that he's not doing things by himself and he's accepting these two, you know, joining him, because they are obviously very important in his life and he's obviously very important in their lives. So it's like just nice to see that camaraderie. But I'm just curious now as to why everything was very dark in this opening. Like, is this another dark and serious arc, or what happens here? I don't know, and I probably won't know unless I check out the series. But it was really, really intriguing to me. It was completely different from the previous one, but I'm ready now to check out the next opening. I'm really curious to see what kind of vibe we're going to get in this next one, because this was a really, really great sounding opening. It was really well presented, and the song itself was so cool. Like, I love the singer's voice, and then the instrumentation like in the background supporting that voice. It was incredible. But let's check out what we have coming up next. Here we go, next opening. Oh, that was cool, zooming in on the one colorful part of the world. The little moped. Where's the dog? I didn't see the dog. What was that? Did she cook up a demon? Like some stinky aura? She seems to be eating those like snacks fairly often. Oh no! Bit by bit, they all show up. Here I am. Oh. Yes. So many characters in this series. And they all look so different from each other, which is really cool. Like, there's no, like, same face or similar appearances or anything. Every character is so different. I feel like their appearances tell you a lot about them. Never, ever, ever getting back together. Alright, so that opening, you know, it started... I was kind of curious why it would start off showing Earth. I was wondering if we were going to get some wacky alien stuff, but no, it just zooms in on like this real colorful place where there's just a rainbow circling the entire island or the entire city, town, whatever it is. And we zoom right in and we immediately get the logo and we see all the characters doing their things. And no doubt about it, this opening itself was a complete switch up again from the previous opening. I feel like we don't see as much of the supporting characters in this one as we maybe have seen in others. It kind of like does focus a lot on the main trio. Actually, maybe that's a lie. Maybe I'm completely wrong. It does show a lot of other characters here. But I was wondering at the beginning, like, where's the dog? They're all on the moped, but where's the dog? Like, what's happening there? Like, what? Right here we get this shot of, you know, he's reading Weekly Jump, and it's obviously the main trio, but they're presented in completely different styles. Like, I don't know what the styles are supposed to be, but there's obviously Dragon Balls on the screen. But like on the right side of the screen, it looks like something I feel like I've seen before. I can't quite place it, but I've seen those like shades, and I have a character design in mind, but I can't think of who it is. And I don't know who the other two are supposed to be imitating, but it's just always fun seeing these little Easter eggs in this opening. And you know, he's flicking a booger off his finger because he's gross. But yeah, just overall fun. I don't know what the hell she managed to cook up, but this shit is toxic. This shit would kill anyone. I do not want to be around at hers for Christmas dinner. I can tell you that much. Or, you know, for any kind of dinner, for breakfast even. I wouldn't want to, you know, try anything she ever makes. Is what I'm trying to say, because I feel like she can kill a guy. She can kill several guys with her food. I feel like that's maybe the joke with this character, that she just can't make anything good, but she'll try. And maybe the characters kind of have to put up with it and pretend that what she makes is good. I'm just curious as to how that maybe plays out. We see the characters doing their thing. She's eating these snacks again. We saw her eating one of these snacks in one of the most recent openings as well. Maybe in some of the others as well. But yeah, the song was very... I want to say it sounded almost like a 2000s kind of punk, poppy, rocky kind of vibe. It's kind of like reminding me of, like, I want to say Good Charlotte or Paramore or something like that kind of sound. But, you know, it's very fitting for the time that this came out. And also, like, the visuals themselves definitely match what I'm hearing. Like, you know, it's got a very murky tone where it's not all bright. It's kind of dark. And, you know, we do see some dark imagery in here as well. But, you know, it also does have, like, these uplifting sounding, like, counteracting guitars. We hear the lead guitar, or maybe it's the other guitar, I can't tell, where it's playing, like a rhythm, but it's in a higher pitch. So it's definitely feeling uplifting. All these moments where the characters are training, they're doing their thing, they're meeting up, and they're running off, and we see a whole triad of characters. It's very fitting, and I think it's really cool opening here. But yeah, I do think I'm ready to check out the next one. So far, these have been an absolute blast. Ever getting back together, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. So much fun here. I'm having an absolute blast with these openings. Also, another thing to note, we end on a rainbow, which is kind of how the opening started. So it was a nice little full circle moment for this opening. So that was really cool. Great choice, and I love the detail. feel like these are little insights into the series, like those little moments there from the photographs. Might be references to things that you see in the series. The singer's voice is very cute. He's just always dodging her somehow. That's fun. Oh, seeing his younger self run past, full of life and full of joy and energy. Aww. And transitions into, yeah, completely different appearance, completely different look in his face. Sorry, a completely different look in his face. Was that an idol? Was he naked? What was that? He is naked. Why? Let's Go Out by AMOYAMO. These little leaves, they're very unique looking. I don't know what those leaves are supposed to... What kind of tree or anything. Aww. They look so... What was that about? I feel like that maybe sums up the relationship they have with one another. So yeah, this was a very, very colorful opening. It felt very upbeat, very positive, and very full of positive emotion this time. There was no like negativity whatsoever in this opening. I don't know what these leaves, what kind of tree they're from, if they represent something, you know, in a symbolic kind of sense, or if they're just, you know, they look cool, because they look very cool. Just seeing like these gold leaves flying past, it's very aesthetic looking. You know, it gives this kind of like a, I don't know if it's an actual real alcoholic drink, but if anyone's ever seen Superbad, you know, the drink that I can't remember character names, but the guy gets for the girl, like the vodka with the gold pieces inside it. That's what this is reminding me of. Just like this shot with all these goldy, glittery looking things. And yeah, completely unrelated reference entirely, but that's what I'm envisioning, or that's what I'm thinking of when I see this right here. I'm also now noticing that there's kind of like a split down the middle, like this big sharp line down the middle of the logo here. I wonder if that's separating Gintama, and those are two different words. They probably are two different words in the Japanese language, and they mean something different, but when you put them together or something, I don't know. So I'm just seeing that line right now. It makes me curious as to what the name of the series actually means. So I might actually look into that right now before I go any further. So I have just learned that Gintama translates into Silver Soul, which is a really interesting title, because, you know, obviously he's got like this silverish hair, like it's got like little blue frosting tips almost at the top, but I think that's kind of just maybe reflecting light, I guess. But he's got like the silver hair, and, you know, he does look like he's a very charismatic, or character, like he's a real character. So, you know, the name Soul maybe to represent that he's full of life, I guess, or I don't know what to make of that, because silver, you often think of old. I don't know if that makes sense, but, you know, I associate the color silver with old. And then soul, so like old soul. So does he have an old soul? Like, is he a character that, you know, isn't that old, but he acts old? He's, I don't know, at the same time I don't think so, because he doesn't look very mature at times in these openings. But yeah, that's just really interesting. I don't know why we had to see a guy fully naked in this opening, but, you know, that was a choice, and it's one that they decided to run with, so that's interesting. But yeah, this was a really, really cool opening. I love the singer's voice. It sounded very positive, this song. And the visuals themselves were very positive as well. There were no like negative moments in this opening, not that I can remember anyway. It just felt like a very empowering opening, and one that encapsulated the maybe like everyday lives of the series, where like it was just like a real nice opening without any bad shit going down. And yeah, I really did vibe with this opening a lot, and I love the singer's voice. And, you know, I'm curious now what we're going to get next, so let's move on to the next one. Sorry I'm not really talking so much about these openings. Like I did say at the start, I'm aware of how long this video is going to be if I spend too long talking about them. But, you know, I'm still saying my piece and I'm still saying what I want to. So I'm having an absolute blast with these and I hope you guys are enjoying the video as well. Cherry blossoms, okay. Oh, the way the logo comes in, like it fizzles into existence. Oh, this is completely different. I love this already, right off the bat. Ooh, the production in this track is incredible. I know that we're gonna reach a... Here it comes. Oh, a little tease. Oh! Okay, this is the best one so far. Oh, the emotion? Oh, and then he sees them running behind him. Oh, that's so sweet. He doesn't have to run off by himself. Okay, they're all looking out, but in different directions. But they might all be looking at the same thing. Ooh, big fight going down this season, this arc. Oh. Oh, he looks surprised at what he's saying. I wonder if that's a character from his past. Someone maybe he thought was dead, perhaps? Who knows? But it's a pretty tough fight anyway, that's for sure. Oh, this opening was... Oh, this was great. I could tell immediately that this was going to be a great opening because seeing the cherry blossoms and the way that the logo kind of comes into frame already was really cool. The background, you know, being so dark with this really just like this rhythmic guitar just in the background really just clues you in that this is going to be one that takes you on a journey. Seeing the moon then coming into frame, the moon representing maybe the change in times, like the tides changing. I don't know, that's maybe a pull or a reach, but you know, I can't think of what maybe that represents. And then hearing the singer's voice, which was really, really stunning. I gotta know who did this opening actually. Oh, this was SPYAIR! Oh my god, okay, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense why this opening was so good. So obviously SPYAIR have done some of the tracks that I checked out in the channel for CHiCO, and I love them as well. So this is obviously, you know, a great opening as well. So SPYAIR, it's amazing work here. The singer's voice is so incredible. It's got so much passion and so much emotion behind everything he's singing. Like he keeps it down and he doesn't... I don't know. Just the decision to keep his voice down, sing alongside the rhythmic guitar where it's just kind of like all down and, you know, it's keeping things low for now. But you can tell, like, it's the sort of sound that you can just tell, like, this is going to blow up and it's going to be huge and it's going to be amazing. And it's just like, immediately I was like, oh, I can't wait for this thing to blow up. I can't wait for this thing to kick off. And you know it's coming. And when it does, like, it's so good. Like, do you even hear drums? So yeah, right up until the moment where we reach that high, the drums just like tapping on the cymbals. Like it's just on the cymbals. It's not like playing the drums. It's not like hitting any of the like there's no snare drum. There's no bass drum, anything like that, or kick drum, whatever. I'm not really familiar with the drums. So there's nothing except like the little chimes and the cymbals on the top. So it really gives it this like driving beat, driving force, and like makes it feel more empowering or more emotional, I guess. But then once we like see the characters all looking up towards the moon, and you know, the moon as well might be reflective of the character, because you know, now that I know the series is called Silver Soul, and you know, you look up at the moon and the moon often looks like it's a silvery color. So I wonder if it's kind of like what the moon represents is kind of shown in the personality of our main character, perhaps. He's running, chasing something down. Like, he's chasing into the future. Like, he's running towards something. He's not running away from something. If he was running away, be running to the right side of the screen. But he's running towards something, and he's trying to chase it down by himself. And he's got this real, like, grimacing, like, I don't know, look on his face. Like, he needs to do this. Like, this is something that has to be done, and he's not going to be happy until he does it. He's screaming out at times as well. So it's very, like, it's very worrying, I guess, because we've never seen this main character like this. Especially, like, when he's, you know, not post time skip, like, current era. Like, we've seen him before, like, in flashbacks where, you know, he was looking a little down in the dumps and stuff, but seeing him like this now, it's very, very interesting because we've never seen him like this during an opening during this time frame. So seeing him like this, apart from maybe the one where he was going up the elevator, I guess he was doing things by himself and he looked a little down in the dumps. But then, you know, we see all these characters shrouded in darkness and he's screaming out, running as a child. So it's almost like he's still the same person as he was as a child. Like, the trauma that he probably went through is still with him, and it's still, like, it's still potent, and the wounds are still not closed, they're not healed. So he's still chasing down whatever it was he was chasing here. I wonder if it's his, like, mother that died or something, or anything like that. But then he notices that these two characters show up and they're running alongside him and they're bringing his spirits up and they're trying to make him happy. They're trying to bring him back to, like, the character that we've known throughout all of these openings. And it's really incredibly well done here. Like, it's so beautiful. And then, you know, seeing all the other characters looking out and then seeing main character fighting someone. This fight looks like it's going to be a huge one. And then right before this, he's looking at this character that we see now with this really, what am I seeing expression? Like, what is happening? What is this? Like, what? He just looks so confused, shocked, like, blown away by what he's seeing. And I think that they express this really well by having him standing to the left of the screen here, where, like, you know, you get just the colors of the actual background, but reflection from the bright red moon. Like, the blood moon is reflecting off of him, so it's almost like telling us that although he wants to be over there with, you know, normality, he's being drawn back into this world with the red reflecting off him, like representing blood, I guess. And then someone standing in just a complete silhouette against the blood moon, almost like, you know, they are just a product of war. They're a product of the battlefield and all the negativity that probably happens in this series. This guy right here looks to be a product of all of that. And it's really, really interesting that we see just a real serious opening for this one. And alongside the song itself, the song was so great. Like, this is my favorite opening for sure from Gintama. This is a really, really great opening, actually. I'm so, like, blown away by this opening. I can't express enough how much I love this opening. But yeah, this was so cool, and I'm really, really glad I was able to check this one out today. But I think I'm ready now to check out the next opening. I'm really curious now what we're going to get to follow this one up. It's got big shoes to fill, but I don't want to put that pressure on it because I'm going to enjoy it regardless, I'm sure. I'm really excited to hear what's coming up next because this opening was amazing. Day by day, for sure. Hydration check time, everyone, by the way. The dog is so cute. I can't get over it. Oh, it's adorable. I love how big it is. I love the kind of, like, strangeness of this series. We've got a lot of humans, but then, like, these creatures as well. I wonder if it's all explained. She just stays missing. I wonder if she'll ever catch him. We're seeing some new characters this opening. That drama line in the background, hell yeah. By day by day. Idol for sure. I love that, like, guitar in the background that's playing, like, a completely different rhythm, it sounds like. I wonder how all these characters relate to one another, like, if they just show up every now and then, if they're, like... Something I want to know, like, this group on the left where they're all wearing, like, the kind of uniforms, dude, what's their purpose in this? Like, I'm really struggling to figure out how all these characters relate to one another. Like, are they just characters we run into every now and then, or like what are they trying to track us down, like our main characters? Like, I just feel like those questions are probably never going to be answered by these openings. But you know, the cast of characters is so interesting. It's so unique and different, and every character looks like they have their own personality. Anytime, you know, these characters show up, I know pretty much what kind of character they are based on what I'm seeing. Like, I can tell everything, well, not everything, but I can tell a lot about them by the way they're presented in these openings, and I think that's really incredibly and well thought out job. Like, I loved how that was done. You know, back right-ish, not all the way back right, but, you know, we see, like, the character that looks like a Dragon Ball character yet again. Don't know what that's about. And yeah, this is just an absolute blast of an opening. Like, this was a really, really fun one. I think that it was maybe not as kick-ass as the previous one, but having this day by day by day, like, you know, kind of memorable mantra present definitely makes this one stand out. Like, there's been one or two other openings during this set of openings for Gintama that have had like a recurring mantra present, and this is definitely one of them, and it definitely stands out and it's memorable for that alone. But, you know, seeing all the characters doing their usual thing. What's he reading this time? I gotta know. What is he reading? I can't tell what that is. Yeah, couldn't tell. No idea what he was reading this time around. I think it was just like basic manga. Like, it might not be anything in particular, but seeing the dynamics again and the way that it all plays out, like, she is so obsessed with the main character here. It's unbelievable, but it's really humorously well played out that it's kind of like a Team Rocket blasting off again moment where she never quite catches what she's trying to get. Like, it's always in her grasp, but she never is able to grab it. So it's just really, really funny, and, you know, it's obvious, you know, what's going to happen every time we see her show up. But yeah, really cool opening here. Love the visuals here. Like, the way that this shot alone is done with the red background and the complete silhouetted war front that we're seeing, like the battleground, really, really cool. And I'm definitely wondering now, like, how much in each arc flashbacks kind of take prominence, if there's like flashbacks every arc, or if these flashback moments are kind of just reflective of how the characters are feeling and, you know, why they are the way they are, I guess. So really, really cool. Definitely a thought-provoking one. But I'm ready now to check out the next opening, which will be, I don't know. Let me put this back a little. I don't know if I missed a bit, actually. I didn't. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Oh, I love the way the light was, like, the light shining off them. This one feels more like slice of life-y, I want to say. Dragonfly. The masks. This catboy needs to go. I can't deal with it. Oh, it's beautiful. I gotta know more about these guys. Butterfly. What? It burned? Didn't like that. Yes. That was creepy. I feel like this one's definitely... Oh, that's cool. I really like that. One is a lollipop, the other is a little pipe. Very different characters. feel like this one's kind of telling us a lot, but at the same time, I'm not really able to piece it together without the context, I guess. Aww. Oh, don't want to see that yet. We're putting it back. Oh shit, okay, I didn't even mean to put it in this shot, but this shot is crazy. Like, it's kind of obviously right off the back of a battle and staring up to the sky, so you can't tell if he's crying or if it's the rain that's dripping down his face, because, you know, you see all the wetness around his eye, down his cheek. He might not like fighting, he might not like killing, but it's something that he just has had to do in his life, and that's really honestly very sad. But yeah, I like I said at the start, I loved the way the light was reflecting off the characters, their helmets, the dog. Again, loving the logo. Don't know why this fish was so powerful that it broke through this little paper net thing. But I'm sure there's a reason for everything in this opening. Sadly, like, this one I feel like was showing me a lot, but it wasn't giving me any of the context whatsoever. So I feel like I wasn't really learning a whole lot about this one, despite the fact that this one was pretty out there with the visuals. Like, she's obviously wearing this skull mask that we see several times throughout this opening, but I don't know really anything about her. Like, I don't know what her deal is. I don't know really anything here, so really curious as to what's going on here. Also, like, what's up with this guy? This guy looks like a Dan spoiler from the manga. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to spoil anything. Also, is the top of his head pixelated? Why did they pixelate that? Is it like an obscene image? Like, what is that? Why is that a thing? Don't know what that's about, but I'm sure there's a reason for it, like with everything in these openings, so not gonna question it. But yeah, this shot as well, I love this shot so much, seeing the way these characters are so different. But I think these might be the two of the characters that kind of grew up together. We saw them running together during one of the previous openings, and, you know, we've seen them kind of opposite each other a lot. So, you know, one being blue, the other being red, and then the way they kind of spin in opposite directions. They're on opposite sides of the screen. One's up, one's down, and one pulls out a lollipop, the other pulls out his pipe. Like, they couldn't be more different from one another, and the opening obviously tells us that very outright. Like, it's very blatantly obvious that these characters are nothing alike, despite the fact that they've been through a lot of the same stuff together, I would assume. So yeah, great opening again. Loved everything about it. Thought it was pretty interesting that we got a shot. I'm not sure I'll be able to find it, but yeah, we got, like, yeah, this shot right here where the character who's always chasing down the main character is just staring out into the beauty of these fireworks, and she just looks happy, like she looks content. So I wonder what happens with her this arc, if she kind of gets over her obsession with the main character perhaps, or if she's just enjoying the beauty of the world for once. I'm really curious about what that means, but really cool opening, and I am ready to check out the next opening on this list. So just a quick interlude here before we go on to the next opening. Sadly, I did have to stop recording the day that I was recording these openings, so that's why I'm wearing different clothes, and, you know, I might be in different position, just stuff like that. I am recording this about 2 weeks later, which is a shame. I just never had the time to go back and finish these openings. I only do have like 5 or 6 left, so it's a damn shame that I wasn't able to just finish this all in one sitting. But I will be picking these up again now. I do apologize for the break, and if I have forgotten anything and I'm not drawing references and comparisons to things that I should maybe notice that are obvious, I do apologize. But I will, like, I am obviously continuing this video, so here we go. I'm diving right into the next opening, so let's see what we get. Oh, this looks so much different from the rest of them. This is very arty. Oh, it's so stylish. Oh, I love it. Oh, but he's not stylish at all, of course. Beauty one day. I'll turn this up. Oh, I love the big dog. What's the big dog's name? I gotta know more about it. That creepy looking catboy though. What happened to his hair? She just poked her in the eyes. Oh my god, these two are still hanging out. What's their deal? They always just be staring out at the sun. He was reading Shonen Jump again, by the way, I did notice that. And of course they're on the moped, and she's on the dog. This is a really beautiful opening, and the song is so fun. It's just a real feel-good song. Aww. We get the logo at the end this time. I remember the logos were always at the beginning. And it's in silver. So a couple of things I noticed here in this one. So obviously the animation style is so beautiful and so different from the rest of the other openings. But, you know, we also have these moments where they're still running away from something. So they must be some sort of troublemakers, and they're always being chased out of town, because that's a common theme that we see in every opening. It's like the common string that connects all of these openings together. Besides the characters, we see them always running away from a cast of characters, like the people from the town, I guess, or village. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this makes sense, but this opening is making me think that this could potentially be filler, or it's either just fun, slice of life, feel good kind of arc. Like it didn't really have these moments of feeling like there were any stakes at all. It just felt like they were out there having fun. The song, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. You know, like they're having a great time. The day is beautiful. They're just living life, you know. There's nothing to suggest any kind of danger. Even the characters who often show up with swords and stuff, this time they didn't have them. I don't think there was a single weapon shown on screen this entire opening. I could be wrong. We did see the main character poking the eyes of the girl who's always been obsessed with him this time. Normally he just ignores her, so that's a funny little moment that this time he's just like fed up with it and just like pokes her eyes. I mean, it's not funny that he pokes her eyes, but it's funny that he actually acknowledges her for once. And yeah, just like a really cool, fun moment. You know, we get to see cool looking characters in the background as they're riding around. They all look like they're, you know, on a mission. They all had their important goals and stuff. Wait, give me a second. Was that a weapon that I saw? I might have just seen a weapon. Let me just see. No, it was not a weapon. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a single weapon in this opening, which is pretty cool. And I love that we saw this in a previous opening as well, where it had like a different style, I think. But then the ending ended with, or the opening ended with like the anime style. So, you know, it's just fun. And seeing him smiling right at the end, it's just a really nice moment, because we do see him kind of like looking very serious and kind of sullen and straight-faced a lot in these openings. So seeing him smile right at the end was really, really nice touch. I think the song was badass. It was so fun and cool. It was really upbeat and really, really feel good. And I love when openings are able to, you know, just get those emotions out of you and get that feeling of like, I'm having a good day, I'm having a great time. And that's exactly what this opening did. I think that the visuals as well matched it perfectly. It was a really good pairing. And yeah, I'm just excited now to check out what we get in the next opening. But this one was a really great opening. I did enjoy it a lot, actually. But it didn't have some of the common things that we see in other openings where there's some sort of fighting or someone showing up who looks like a menace. This one didn't have any of that. It was more about the feel good, which I thought was really cool and I really appreciated. All right, so on to the next opening, which is going to be oh, so different. I thought this sounded almost like Inferno by from Fire Force there at the way it started. Oh shit. Oh, I love the melody. Sounds like a 2000s kind of alt rock. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, now we're getting all action, all fighting. Is that a telephone ringing? Okay, this guy showed up in the previous opening too. We're seeing more of his past. You know, we grew up on the battlefield. Who's that? No, 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 no. Oh, it's such a good opening. No, 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 by DAYs. Oh, this song's badass. And the visuals are very... Okay, who's this guy? Good times is now. So these two have been pit against each other since childhood. So yeah, these two have been going at each other since they were literal children. Like, it showed it right at the end, their children like facing off against each other, and it showed them there. It showed them there while they're like, you know, older, obviously. So I think it's really interesting that this story kind of plays out throughout these openings as well. We're getting enough teases and enough glimpses that we can figure out kind of what is happening. I think that the visual style for this opening was so different from the rest. It reminds me of a 2000s kind of edgy anime opening, if that makes sense. Like, it is obviously a product of the time where they have this really kind of edgy effect, and you know, there's splashes of paint or blood or whatever it's supposed to be on the screen, while images are distorted and black and they're kind of like shaking in the background. Like, it's really telling that this is that kind of style. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but it is making me think of that style of anime opening. It feels like something I've seen a similar visual kind of style to before. It's almost reminding me, I guess, of Chase from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I know that was not in the 2000s. But I feel like that opening from JoJo was kind of like a throwback to an older style of opening, like an older, edgier style that, you know, wasn't really done at that point. So it's just pretty cool. I did think that this song, the melody and the riff was really, really cool. It was kick-ass, and it really just got me interested and banging my head right off the bat, which is a great thing when it happens in anime openings. You know, you don't want to be sitting there bored. You want to be sitting there into it. You want to be invested. You want to be really just jamming along, and this one definitely had me doing that. So, you know, great job to this the team that did this opening, because it really just, like, I think it was DAYS, the team that did the song for this opening. It was just a really, really cool like song, and the beat was driving the whole song. The beat was running with the visuals, everything paired up pretty nicely, and I think the way that the visual style was done definitely matched what I was hearing. You know, this kind of like scratchy look, everything looks really off-putting in this opening actually, but the visuals, or the song as well, definitely sounded like something that would not have fit in the previous opening. Let's just say that, like Beautiful Days, or what, I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, that would not have worked for the previous opening. Whereas this one, with all the kind of edgy look and the style and the scratchiness and all the grittiness that is present in this opening, it fit perfectly. I think that the characters that we see throughout this, it's just a lot of fighting right at the start. You know, it starts with fighting on a battlefield, it just runs with fighting the entire opening, and yeah, it just ends with this guy who I'm guessing is very important to the main character. He looked to be in the middle of the main character and this other guy that he's butting heads with, that is, he's looks to have been doing so, butting heads with, since they were children. So this guy must be someone who's in between the two of them, who is important to both of them, but has also probably pit the two of them against each other. So that's an interesting take, and I wonder then if they kind of realize while they're fighting that they're not really fighting for a reason. I'm curious if that's how that plays out. But yeah, just a really, really fun opening yet again. I think that the Gintama openings have all been great so far, and I'm interested now and intrigued to check out the next opening. So let's see what we get in the next one. The moon? Okay, this is so different. That's a huge ass tower. Holy shit. I'm thinking like Hunter x Hunter tower. And they were on top of it, of course. Is this scenes from the show? Oh, is that her presenting like real nasty food again? Space pirate. That's so absurd. This one's presenting real serious visuals. Not sure if I'm hearing. Grew wings to keep himself afloat. he and I. Oh shit, he's back. Is that a Hydra? Oh, who's that? Oh, mother? Mama? Is that you, Mama? And he jumps down to her? Well, he's running alongside other people this time. That's interesting. Okay, so this opening definitely had a lot of visual storytelling. The song itself, I feel like, wasn't the most fitting for the visuals. I'm sure if I knew what the singer was singing, like, maybe it would be more fitting, but I feel like that keeping it in a high place and not really bringing it down for emotional moments or for like a downbeat or for a break in the kind of high intensity really just surprised me, I guess, for this opening, because we got a lot of like real interesting looking moments. You know, we see characters looking sad. We see them standing on top of that huge pillar, that huge tower. I don't know what that's about. The young girl like standing by herself at one point when she's a child. We see these characters that are in a hospital looking pretty sad, looking out towards someone in like a hospital bed. An absurd moment of this guy with headphones on just playing like a guitar. I don't know what this kind of guitar is called, that, you know, is in Japanese culture, like with the big like placky thing that they strum with. I don't know what that's called. It's really, really interesting because it feels so out of place. We see characters looking really serious. We see characters looking out into space, and then we see our main character right here. We see him right here falling, and then he grows wings to keep himself afloat, and then those wings transition into this other character's like coat, like the fur in his coat. So obviously this character is someone who is important to the main character. He might have kept him going and gave him the wings that he needed when everything looked lost. That's what that looked like anyway, but at the same time he does look a little serious, so that's very ominous and creepy looking, that face and that smile. So I don't know if that is true, but that's how it looked, where, you know, he gets the wings and then it shows him like with what looked like the wings right after. So it's almost like he's the reason that the main character kept going, but at the same time he looks really questionable, and I don't know if he can be trusted. So yeah, I don't know really what to make of that, but you know, it shows then a bunch of other characters, a bunch of fighting, running on Hydra's heads. And then we see this girl, one of our main characters, looking up towards someone who looks rather like her, probably a mother or a sister or someone that is related to her because of the hair color. And she's running towards them, reaching out. And right as she's about to reach out, our main character jumps in and runs the opposite direction then with two others, you know, the space pirate, and I think this might be someone he grew up with, one of his old rivals, I guess, because I think I remember seeing him in openings where they were training together as children, or maybe he's the one that trained them, I can't remember. But yeah, like these people that are obviously very important to one another, just all running out. Wait. Hold on a second. That's really cool. I'm noticing that through the smoke, you're seeing different appearances that they have. So the space pirate has like this helmet on, it looks like, when the smoke covers him. I don't know if I'm crazy, but that's how it looks anyway. And our main character has the bandana around him. So yeah, this is showing them as kids. They all trained together. They all grew up together. And this is showing them kind of running alongside each other once more like they did when they were younger. And I think it's a really cool shot, actually. That's really badass. I would have missed this entirely if I didn't just go back and go through it. This happens really, really fast. Let me see how fast this happens. Yeah, like, nobody's gonna catch that. Nobody is gonna catch that unless you go through it. And then the same sort of thing here again, where it's showing night and day, and the city lit up during the night, but then looking very boring, I guess, during the day. So I wonder if this kind of smoke is supposed to represent, you know, the way things are and the way things were if that makes sense. But yeah, so badass, so cool. I actually love that a lot, the way that actually did that in a really fast way that people would be missing. Like, not everyone would see that at all. And then this is the guy that I suspect is her brother. Yeah, just a really, really cool opening for sure. I did think that this one was really cool. Yeah, I don't know really what more to say about this. It had a lot of visual storytelling, like I said. There's one blooming flower on the battlefield showing him. Probably tells us a lot about him. Like, he's someone who either blooms on the battlefield, or he's someone who is like a rare beauty, I guess, of a person, like a lost soul that needs to be... I don't know how to interpret this, but yeah, I think that this is probably obviously very symbolic for this character himself. So yeah, I think we are now ready to move on to the next opening, which would be the third last opening for Gintama. All right, next one, here we go. Oh, here we go. Reading Shonen Jump yet again, picking his nose. Some things never change. I love the way they're being presented here with this like comic booky style behind them. It's very fun. Okay, so that's the guy that was with him running in the previous opening, and he's always with that weird penguin thing. Us by Blue ENCOUNT. Okay, so that's... Okay, I see. Lie, 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 lie. What is that? Didn't like that. Didn't like that. He's flying. He's growing wings and he's flying. Karaoke. Karaoke's fun. Oh shit. What was that big thing? Oh, not the moped. Okay, got it under control. Riding towards the city yet again. Feet up. Another fun Gintama opening for sure. This one was definitely a change of pace from the previous two. This one felt much more, you know, like, I don't want to say typical Gintama opening, but this one felt like a Gintama opening where it had like a really fun beat and a really fun mantra that you could sing along to. Like, the song had this like, you know, lie, 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 like all these moments that you could just sing along to at home. We saw someone singing karaoke during the opening, and this definitely feels like it would be a good karaoke song, like to actually sing a karaoke, I mean. So yeah, really fun. I love that the way this was all presented, where it was done in a comic booky style, which makes sense considering the fact that this is a manga. Like, it came from a manga and now is being presented in anime form. So I love it when anime in openings kind of like showcase that style of like, yeah, this came from a comic or, you know, manga, because, you know, we see paneling and we see it done in this really creative, artistic way. And I think that it's really cool when they do storytelling like this visually, because a lot of the times we get to see it's not just like single shots, it's actually showing a scene play out. So, you know, here we see characters in the shop and, you know, someone's brushing or mopping. On the right we see them walking dogs, but it's not just frozen images, they're actually playing out a scene. I think it's really cool. We get to see a lot of these characters just kind of, you know, walking, existing alongside each other. You know, a lot of the stuff that we saw in previous openings already. We get to see someone falling on top of the guy or the girl who's stalking him. Just a lot of really cool imagery until we get some real dark moments where it's showing the three, I guess, characters who grew up with one another, all kind of looking really down in the dumps and sad. And then, well, there's four of them. I don't know where the fourth came from. I don't know who he is, what his importance is. But then, you know, we get to see slowly but surely all these characters start to join in as they're running along. And it's just a lot of fun. I guess it really exemplifies everything that these openings have been so far. You know, they're running away from this other cast of characters, which we've seen so many times, and it's just done in a really fun way. I think that, you know, the way that all the characters look, they all have their own like expressions. They all have their own appearances. It's all very unique and it's all very interesting. We get to see some really cool badass shots like these. I don't know if this is actually a character or scene from the show, or if it's kind of like metaphoric. Like, you know, we saw a little earlier in this opening someone flying with wings, and that's obviously probably not real. It's probably, you know, more so metaphoric of like someone being like, oh my god, euphoria, I've reached euphoria, and then like wings start flying as though they're flying through the air. It's done in a very playful way. I don't know if this is kind of metaphoric as well, or if this is more literal than that. If this is something or someone they actually fight, or if it's kind of like, you know, picture Zoro when he does like does one of his attacks, and you sometimes see some shit like this, you know, like it's probably more so what it's representing, but at the same time I can't be sure. So yeah, just a really fun opening. I love that the openings all generally end with him smiling. It's just really fun, and I do really appreciate these openings a lot. They really do present a lot of really interesting visual moments, especially like this right here where it's kind of like this pop art look. It's just really fun, and the characters look like a lot of fun. He looks like a blast, honestly, and yeah, great opening yet again. I think I'm ready to move on to the next one. I really enjoyed this. I love the song. I love the visuals. I thought they worked really well together. So let's check out what we get in this next opening. Oh shit. Oh, this sounds so different. Let's go. Look at the way they're just scratching on the logo. So cool. Every day. Oh shit, the gang is here. Oh, ominous. Is that showing the past and present in one shot? Boa Hancock looking hair. Those goblins. What? They've got space, like, stations like Star Wars now? What the hell? Oh, okay, they look cool. Aliens are back. My soul. This is badass. Do 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 do. Oh shit! What was that? Why are her eyes like that? Oh, that was cool. I think that the fact that, you know, we see a lot of the same normal kind of shots that we see in every Gintama opening. You know, they're standing in front of a building, blah, 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 the cast of characters. But then, you know, we get these shots where everything isn't actually okay and it's distorted, and then they're standing in front of this broken building. So it really gives this different feeling to the opening. It gives a sense of they're not actually safe like they think they are. There's some danger on the way. We get to see a lot of shots like these where there's these characters that look ominous looking out towards them. There's shots of Death Stars, I guess, I don't know, and all these really intricate looking spaceships, followed up by then, you know, these really interesting looking, almost Space Emperor-esque, like, looking designs. I don't know, they just look really creepy and ominous, and I don't know if that's kind of representing the threat that they have in this arc or in this opening or series right now. And then we see a lot of dynamic action, a lot of fighting, and just, yeah, it really presents this really interesting take and look, and makes me wonder just how okay things are, because behind them things don't look okay. Like this really dark gray silhouette, or not silhouette but background, it's just like, it's pretty ominous. And yeah, I'm not sure then if I should be worried or not. I mean, knowing this is the second last opening, I imagine there's some threat set up and some moments set up within this part of the series to kind of give us this sense of urgency and this sense of worry and this sense of everything maybe isn't actually okay, you know? I wonder then if that's kind of what this was telling us. I love the song in this one a lot. This song was really kick-ass in your face. It really was badass, and it really made me just want to vibe along and jam along. The kind of like rhythm and the melody was just really in your face, and it was just really cool. I did really vibe with this opening a lot, and visuals definitely were very on point with what I was hearing. And yeah, I don't really have much more to say. It's just a really cool badass opening. So I think I'm ready now to check out the final opening for this video. And if you guys have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and please comment below letting me know what you want to see next. I am very open to your suggestions, and I would love to hear what you think I should check out next. So let's move on to the next opening and see what we get. Really interested and excited to see what we're going to get for this next one. Final opening. I wonder if it's going to be a banger or more downbeat. Okay, much more downbeat. Day breaking, love it. Taking a somber tone, which might be nice for the final opening. Aw, look at them all. And this cast of characters again. Oh, well, who's that guy with the big baby eyes? Aw. Catboy. I love that is showing everyone again for the final opening. Big Mama. I want to be by SPYAIR. Oh, I'm glad SPYAIR got to do the final opening. Are they protecting Earth from these, like, aliens? Like, I don't know what this series is actually about. Presents so many different ideas. Aw, it's so cute. Aw. Ooh. Oh, this was a really touching, nice send-off for the series. Come on, don't show him by himself right at the end. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's so nice. That's so sweet. I really like that because I was really worried that it was going to end with him by himself. And that would have been a really sad way to leave off in these openings. But right at the end, we get to see him turning this photograph over and seeing him with his friends. The people that he's been with this entire series of openings anyway. I know that, you know, we see him as he's younger with other characters, but throughout these openings and throughout this era of Gintama, like the present, he's been with these two and they've kept him grounded, I guess, and it's been really touching to see them all together. They look like a really great trio of characters. They look like they complement each other perfectly. So to see them all together again is really nice, and I'm glad that that's how this ended. It's a perfect ending, but it has me a little worried too because we see him walking off and then presumably it's him turning this photograph to look at this picture of the three. So I wonder if he has gone off to do his own thing, if he's left everyone behind, or what this kind of represents, because it's definitely giving off the vibes that they're not in his life anymore. I love that the opening as well showed a lot of moments where everyone was together. It just really gave us this sense of everyone comes together, everyone is just really important to one another, and there's nothing here that can be done to get between the bonds that they all have, despite the fact that they all kind of bicker and are at each other a lot in these openings, and they're always chasing down the troublemakers. They always have each other's backs. That's what it looked like anyway. And seeing then the shots of, you know, them growing up as children, you know, advancing, you know, we see the personalities, we see them all walking together, running together, and just having a general good fun time as children, and then transitioning into them being older and more serious, I guess. It's just it's very telling, and I think that the way that this I say ending because it's the last one, the way that this opening is presented is done in a very impactful way, and I imagine for fans of the series, this is a really bittersweet opening because one, it's got a great song, it's got great visuals, but two, it's the final opening and it's got these visuals that really tell us kind of the story that they've been on so far, what they're up to, what they're fighting against, what the stakes are, what is happening. And I imagine that this is one that Gintama fans hold very near and dear to their hearts because this was a really touching opening. SPYAIR provided some of the best openings I've heard for this series for sure, and I think that this one, is another one that is really up there. I think it's number 13, opening 13, that was my personal favorite from this list, but this one is another great one, and I think that they have proven that they can do great things, especially like check out their haiku openings as well. Like SPYAIR are great. They're great at what they do, and I'd love to check out more of their stuff in anime openings or endings. But yeah, I think that will maybe do it for me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time checking out these Gintama openings. It was a long time coming. You guys requested it a long time ago, and you've been very patient for this, so thank you for that. I hope that you consider sharing this with someone who might enjoy. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you had a great day. I hope you're having a great day. Take care.